People talk about this experience as a near-death experience, but my feeling is that it's a near-birth experience. It's actually where my life, for me, started. That I had to learn a whole new concept, a whole new way of life. It was always my belief at the time, when after I'd had my near-death experience, there was some, in my mind, some doubt as to whether I'd been the only person to experience that at the time. I did feel that Alex had some experience, although he was just a new baby. There was something inside me which made me believe that he'd experienced something very similar. We later found out that he is in fact epileptic, and as he grew older, he's been more able to describe his epileptic fits as he's had them. And what he actually describes as his white dreams are in fact very, very similar to my experience of the white light and the tunnel. He describes being in a tunnel with a white light. And so really I do in fact wonder whether maybe at the time of the birth he was perhaps experiencing something very similar. I know that there is the reward at the end. There is that bright, beckoning place. That is the reward, and I can strive to make this journey, this darker journey, as bright as that, knowing that at the end there is the ultimate bright light. I was 9 months pregnant. It was 9 years ago. It was a nice, warm April morning. We were going out for a picnic actually, and we decided that we wouldn't go because I didn't feel well and my husband was working. So I went for a lie down and woke to find that I'd lost a lot of blood. I was quite shocked but not terribly frightened. Got up, told my husband, who was on the telephone, to the office, and we went off to the hospital.
Let's get the anaesthetist in here. Can we have some help? I need a wedge under the right hip, please. We're just going to move you slightly. Where's that anaesthetist? Do you want any other drugs or anything?
Not at the moment, no. I'm going to put a central line in.
I felt myself sort of sucked from my body. I was lying on the bed and I can remember floating up towards the ceiling, and I was looking down on myself, and I was actually shaking quite violently, I think because I was in shock. It was almost like a spirit, a separate being. And it was actually a pleasant experience. And then suddenly a feeling of panic came over me that I wasn't going to go back. I thought this is terrible to have felt so pleased that I wasn't in my body, and now to panic that I'm not actually going to go back. And then I was suddenly in a very black tunnel, which felt as though it was lined with black coral, really sharp, pitch black, and twisting and bending, and I was travelling incredibly fast down this tunnel, which was like an artery, just almost like being keel-hauled, a sort of overwhelming suction, incredible pain, incredible black pain, which is very difficult to describe. I was travelling very, very fast, and not having any control over it at all, not knowing what was around the next corner. And then suddenly the artery, as I saw it, which I was travelling along, was going to branch into two. One of those branches had an incredibly white light in it. It was serene, a brilliant white light, but not a glaring light, really pleasant, attractive light, and I wanted to go towards that light. My belief is that the white light now was death, was the more pleasant, easier option. It was much easier and much more pleasant. much more attractive. And then suddenly it sort of ended, and I opened my eyes and I was looking down on myself in the recovery room. And then gradually I came into my body, came down, back into my body, and I was awake.
You had a baby boy. Congratulations. Keep your eyes open for me. Take some deep breaths in and out.
After the experience, initially I was very depressed, actually. It was, seems incredibly ungrateful to be awake, to be alive, and to feel so wretched. But I did. I felt very cheated, as though the other route would have been so much nicer and so much more welcoming.
So in some ways you do wish you died then?
I did then. I very much wished then that I'd died at that time when I woke up. I don't feel that way now.